And now, a thought from Mann. I honestly gotta say, Skylanders Academy is actually kinda nice.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
I really wasn't expecting it to be a nice series. I thought, oh god, it's gonna be another lazy adaptation of a game series. And it's not even a really great series either. But actually, it's kinda nice. The animation's good, the characters are enjoyable, and the humor's pretty good. It's just kinda surprising.
You're welcome.
Out of all the Spyro series to get a TV show, I really didn't want it to be this one. Like, come on, Legends of Spyro was just sitting there. It almost had a fucking movie! But honestly, I'm not too discouraged by this series. I'm not gonna hold that against it. It actually works as a series. And it's great that you don't have to actually play the games to be able to watch the series. It works as its own thing. I really gotta give them kudos for that. The main characters work well off of each other. They're supposed to be a team of heroes known as Skylanders who protect the Skylands from evil and whatnot, and they honestly play off of each other very well. Spyro's more kind of a cocky, kind of full of himself type of character. His friends ultimately just get annoyed by his attitude sometimes, but they don't get to the point of hating him or anything like that. He mainly changes big time after the first episode, where he was really cocky but learns his lesson after he realizes he can't keep doing that.
Great, good.
Stealth Elf works definitely like the well-rounded type. She helps keep the team focused, and honestly, she does pretty well at her job, but they know not to make her stick in the mud. They know she's gotta have fun, but they know not to make her unlikable. You will enjoy her as a character.
Thank you for your time.
Eruptor's supposed to be the strongman of the team as well as the hothead for obvious reasons. And honestly, they play him up pretty well. He's kind of there, honestly. He doesn't have the biggest impression, but you kind of enjoy him. You know he's there to be the strong guy, and he can crack a few good jokes here and there.
You think anyone noticed me?
Jet-vac is supposed to be more the senior member of the group, and he works well to keep the young ones in check. He's ultimately the knowledgeable one, and he kinda is a bit over his head when he tries to lead the team. But you know it's coming from a good place, and he just doesn't want to see this team fail. He wants them to succeed, and you can get behind him for that.
I just want you to know I went too far with the whole Skylander way thing. I was trying to protect you and the others from the same youthful mistakes I once made, but, well, I now know that I just need to let you be yourselves.
So, Eon talked to you?
Pretty much.
Pop Fizz is another senior member of the team, and he doesn't act like a senior member. He acts more like a crazy scientist type. He just comes up with crazy experiments or inventions that help out his team. He doesn't really get in the way or mess things up. He works as a working, functioning teammate. And he's just crazy and weird, honestly. That's his big thing. He's crazy, weird. He's probably inhaled too many chemicals. But he's just that, crazy and weird.
Aggressive, but okay.
Their whole dynamic as a team works very well. All these different crazy characters manage to work well off of each other and work as a team. And I really enjoy their chemistry they have with each other. They feel like good friends. The series has Spyro the Dragon in it, but honestly, it doesn't focus on him a lot. The first episode definitely focuses on him, and he gets the most screen time and the big lesson he's supposed to learn, but honestly, he takes a back seat throughout the rest of the series. Or he's just not played up to be the focus. And honestly, I gotta give it to him. It's living up to the name Skylanders Academy, where it focuses on the other Skylanders like Stealth Elf, Eruptor, Jet-vac, and Pop Fizz. And I really gotta give it to them. They could have gone on just, hey, we got Spyro, that's something. But no, they actually know to focus on the other characters. And they make the characters interesting and enjoyable. I'm glad they chose not to go off of just nostalgia and have all the characters just play second fiddle to the more familiar face. They knew we need to put effort into these extra characters. I gotta give that to them, I really have to. Chaos works as a good comedy villain of the show. He's bald, he's short, he lives at home with his mom, and he wants to be this great villain, but ultimately just keeps failing over and over again. And ultimately, you just get good laughs from him. Just the way he wants to be this great villain and he always falls short just gets a genuine laugh. And the way he treats his servant Glumshanks is how you get a good laugh out of him, because he's so pathetic and he treats people like shit. So when something bad happens to him, you're just laughing. You honestly feel good that this guy is getting his comeuppance because Glumshanks is actually pretty nice. He's not a terrible character or a bad guy.
We've got a big problem. Table 8 still doesn't have their amuse-bouche.
Here, let me amuse your boosh.
Now you listen here. This troll may be your servant outside this restaurant, but in my kitchen, you're all equally worthless.
They have other villains in the series, but they're not the most interesting until around the season finale, when they kinda imply there is a story that's going to happen later on. But ultimately throughout, they're just kinda they're there just to be there. They don't really work to further along things. But what can you do?
Seriously?
The animation for the show is actually very nice. Like, it's gorgeous, it's beautiful, but sometimes it can be a little bad, particularly when they're fighting. Honestly, they kinda just feel too soft. Whenever someone's getting injured, I don't feel like it hurt. And that's really bad if you're gonna have this action sequence in the show. So for maybe the next season, they need to up the ante on the animation in terms of the fighting. Like, have stronger impacts, have stronger sound effects, because it's just too soft and you don't feel like someone got hurt. But all around, the animation is very nice, and it's kind of surprising that they got Blizzard to do it. I mean, Blizzard, they know how to animate. Their Overwatch cinematics are awesome, like just absolutely gorgeous. The series couldn't look as good as those cinematics because those cinematics are only 6 minutes or so they couldn't make it look like that since this is a whole series. But for what they do for this series, it looks absolutely amazing. So all in all, this is actually a pretty good series. It's very nice, the characters are enjoyable, and it's not an insult to old fans of Spyro. It pretty much knows we're not gonna insult you, we know we can't do that, and it does very well in just being its own thing. And it focuses on the other Skylanders like the name implies. And all the characters are very nice, and the humor is really good. It's actually enjoyable. You will sit down and just think, that was actually pretty funny, especially some of the adult jokes.
Word of advice, don't drop the soap.
Why?
Because prison soap is expensive?
It's just an all-around nice show with nice animation and good characters and humor. And it's created by the same guy named Eric Rogers who worked on Futurama, Wander Over Yonder, and Brickleberry. And just as well as a complete earworm of a catchy-ass theme song. I mean, it's just very catchy.
Hey, yeah, we should come together. Let's be heroes in the night.
And it's made by Timbaland of all people. Like, that kind of surprised me. I was like, Timbaland made this song? Wow, who knew? But that just says even more so, this is a good series, and it's worth the time. But that's just a thought.